Fishing, fishing, fishing. Most people would agree that fishing is one of the most boring and tedious tasks that you can do in Hypixel Skyblock. And that isn't even including how much harder it is to level up the skill. You see, while fishing doesn't seem like the most engaging activity, nor does it seem beneficial or really entertaining at all, I still love fishing, and I'm sure others do too. And that thought alone is exactly why I'm making today's video, to cover some of the reasons why I believe you should invest the time into fishing on Hypixel Skyblock. But before we do get straight into it, I want to quickly say that if you have any further questions, comments, or suggestions about this video, feel free to pop into my Twitch streams. I stream every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. We tend to have open discussions over there all the time, so that's definitely a great place to be. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, so as you can see, today's video we're going to be covering a lot of topics about fishing, and obviously why I enjoy fishing and why I think you should also do some fishing, even if you don't like it as much as I do. So before we do get into anything, how about we cover a couple of the ponds that most people use to fish in, also some fishing rods, and some simple things about fishing just to sort of get the general gist of things before we start today's video. Alright, so I'm here in the park, and as you can see, there's actually a pond just over here to the right of the park. If you just head down this little bridge all the way over here, following this footpath, you've got this nice little pond which is called the Birch Pond. So I'm going to call this the Birch Pond from now on in this video. So this is just what I wanted to show you guys as a reference for the entire rest of the video. Now the next place I want to show you guys is actually the Spider's Den. Now you may be thinking, Spider's Den? Why would anybody fish in here? Well, actually, we're not going to fish in the Spider's Den. We're going to go just over here to the hub portal, get our grappling hook out, throw the grappling hook, and grapple across the entire island. And what we're going to do is we're just going to make our way all the way over to the hub fishing spot just over there. So I'll just cut back to you guys when I get over there. Okay, so I have reached this pond just over here, the hub pond, actually over from the Spider's Den. You can see on the right hand side of the screen on my scoreboard that it says that the place that we are currently in is none, which means that it can't really identify where we currently are. So we got a lot of people actually fishing here. So this is what I'm going to be calling Spider's Den from now on, just this pond over here, just once again as a reference to the rest of the video. So now that we have that out of the way, we've covered the Spider's Den and also just the Birch Park. I want to start to get into the main points that I have about this video and exactly why I think fishing is good and why you should enjoy it as well. So, let's start things off with a more basic or sort of a boring point, and it's just that fishing itself is really calming and also very relaxing, and I feel as if it can be a really good break, especially from the constant zealot grinding or grinding slayers or dragons or things that lots of other people tend to do, because I know that a lot of you guys watching this video will probably do a lot of zealot grinding yourself, and it's always good to sort of take a break from that every once in a while. So, let me show you what I'm talking about. So, if we just head over to the Birch Park right now, I'm going to go to the Birch Park because it's actually my favorite spot to fish in, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But if you just come over here, you can see there's a lot of lovely people, or what I think may be lovely people. You can just open your inner chest, grab out your angler set, which I just have in this backpack here. If I just grab my angler set out, take off my superior, put on the angler, grab my fishing rod, and I can just sit here, do some fishing. If I have some bait on me, then I can also fish with some bait. I have some in my fishing bag, so it'll just use that. And we can just peacefully chill here, catch some fish, and just do that for maybe an hour, 2 hours, or however long you choose to, which is the beauty of fishing in my opinion. You can stop at any time you want to, and it's really, really flexible. It's not like zealot grinding where you kind of want to be like, oh, I need to get my next summoning eye, and then I'll stop grinding, or oh, I just want to fight this golem, and then I'll get my next summoning eye. You can sort of just come here, do your fishing, leave when you need to, and it works really nicely. And another really good thing, especially at the Birch Park, not in any location, is that the Birch Park you can actually purchase rain for 5,000 coins per minute. And the reason why this is really good is because it spawns squids, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So I've covered one of the reasons why I like fishing in Skyblock, and it may be sort of like a boring or a lame excuse for something that you guys may not have found completely convincing, but trust me, there are a couple things I'm going to talk about right now which I feel is something that is really important and something that people don't actually notice too much or don't seem to realize. So a lot of people do stick to the regular zealot grinding or auction flipping, bazaar flipping, or grinding slayers because it gets them XP, it levels up their skills, it gets them money, or they get some kind of benefit out of it, and it's the main reason why so many people do it. Now, there is actually a couple of benefits to fishing that I feel like a lot of people either don't know about or just sort of overlook as such. And it's actually that fishing gets you a lot of money and definitely a lot more than what you think. So, especially right here in the Birch Pond, if you come over with your angler set and you get yourself a decent fishing rod, I have the winter rod, which isn't the best, but it's a very good starting rod, which I just sort of copped at the start of the game when I had 40k, bought this, enchanted it, and now I just use this. I am working on a Rod of Legends, but I'll be using that much later when I can actually get the actual Rod of Legends itself, and that's a completely different topic anyways. But essentially, you get yourself your angler gear, your fishing rod, and you sit here in the birch park, you do some fishing, and you can actually get a lot of money just from the birch park. Now, you may be thinking, how am I going to get lots of money? Like fishing, look at this. I'm just going to catch a piece of salmon. This can't sell for that much, right? Well, the thing is, if you come here with a group of people like I was in the previous lobby, and you actually buy rain will increase the chances of squid spawning in the birch park by about triple. And if you didn't already know, ink sells for a lot of money on the bazaar. So let's go quickly run over to the hub, and I'll show you guys the prices at the time of me recording this. So I'll just make my way over there real quickly. I won't bore you guys with this journey. Alright, so I have the bazaar menu opened up right here, and as you can see, if we click on ink and then we look at the regular ink sacks, you can see that if we were able to make a sell offer for some ink sacks, you can see that each ink sack sells for about 200 coins per. Now here's the thing, at the birch park, on average, if you're fishing for an entire 15 minutes of rain and you're there non-stop, making sure that you're casting your rod over and over and over again, catching as many fish as you can probably get up to about 2 stacks of ink very easily just from doing that. And I've done that in the past many times before, and since every single ink sack will sell for around 200 coins per, that makes you an easy 25,000 coins from just 15 minutes of really chill, laid back, relaxed work. Now, here's the thing, if you add this up with sea creatures and loot from sea creatures, and also other random loot like the fish, the salmon, maybe even lily pads you're going to catch as well, all of those items also tend to sell for quite a fair bit of money, which just totals up even more. As you can see, lily pads go for even more than ink sacks. They go for 330 per, and as goes for fish, some raw fish goes not as much of course, but it still sells for a lot as you get lots of it when you are fishing. And all of this for only 15 minutes of work does total up for quite a solid amount of money. Now, there's actually another strategy that I'm going to talk about right now here, and it involves fishing at the spider's den. So, there's actually another way to maximize your profits even more with fishing, and that involves coming here to the spider's den and using the dolphin pet that you will acquire just from fishing up 250 sea creatures. So, normally the spider's den has a lot more people than it is right now. I've just been lucky enough to find a mini lobby to make this video in, but normally when you come here, you should be able to find at least 1 or 2 more people fishing with you. And the reason why the dolphin pet is so good, especially when you're starting out, is because it gives you some extra sea creature chance, and it also increases your fishing speed depending on how many people are in the area. So if you select this thing and you use some fish bait, which increases your fishing speed by about 30% as well, you can sort of sit here and you can catch so many different mobs. And since the spider's den isn't the birch park where squids are more commonly spawned than any other sea creature, you're gonna catch up a bunch of random stuff like sea leeches, deep sea protectors, maybe even sea emperors and water hydras, and the more profitable sea creatures. And a sea emperor skull, like the one that I've just got here in my inventory, sells for about 350 to 490-ish thousand coins. Now this actually compares a lot to zealot grinding, and if you do sit here for say an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours that you probably would be spending farming zealots, you can probably make more money just fishing alone with random sea creature jobs than you would just getting zealot eyes at all. Now of course all this depends on luck, but so does zealot grinding, right? You do need to get lucky with eyes and how many special zealots you get. So overall, I do quite like the amount of money you can earn from fishing, especially with the recent changes they made to divers gear and how effective that is as well. So now that we've covered the money aspect of things and how fishing can actually earn you a lot more money than a lot of people think, and also the profitable side of things, I want to talk about another reason why I think fishing is really good, and another reason why I think you should try it out, or at least put some more time into it in your time of playing Hypixel Skyblock. So another thing that I really like about it is how satisfying it is when you're able to fish up something really good. At least for me, I know for a fact that when I sit down and do some fishing, maybe in the birch park, or even in the spider's den, and you just keep up fishing sea creatures and sea creatures and sea creatures, not the most exciting thing, but the moment you fish up a really good treasure drop, like a pet, or like a sea emperor or water hydra, that is the greatest feeling, because you know the moment you fish that up, you get a decent drop like say this emperor skull, and you know you've just made a lot of profit, and it's so good. It's just like that feeling you get when you get a summoning eye. In my opinion, you get that a lot more with fishing, just because how much easier it is to fish up good loot than it is to get the special zealot in general. And also not to mention that you can get a whole range of different random fishing loot, not just a single summoning eye or any other thing like a slayer drop that might make you profit as well. So that's another thing I wanted to cover. Simply just, it just is so much fun, and it feels so good when you get something really nice from fishing, and just a thing that once again is pretty underrated and not that many people really think about. And now that we've covered all those things, I want to get into the last reason why I really enjoy fishing and why I think you guys should try it out as well. And if you haven't been convinced up until this point, trust me, this last point may change your mind, because I know for a fact that it really seals the deal for me and is what gets me to continue fishing in my time just playing Hypixel Skyblock here on the server. And that's simply that it's a really great opportunity for you to play with some friends, get together, do some fishing, maybe in a voice chat, maybe in public chat, and just do some things together as a group and really have a good time overall. And I can tell you this for a fact because I do this a lot on stream. Now I'm going to put up a couple clips on screen of us when we do fishing parties, and essentially what we do is I invite a whole bunch of you guys and we get together, we go to the birch park, I provide a splash, and then we just sit there and we fish for about 1 to 2 hours. Everyone buys some rain to help get some more squids, and we sit there, we make a lot of money, have a good time, and overall it's a lot of fun. And I assure you that if you got the same opportunity as we did, you would enjoy it a lot as well. And it really does make me happy when I go fishing with some people, because it's just so much more fun, right, when you're doing things with your friends. At least for me, when it comes to things like zealot grinding, slayer grinding, or auction and bazaar flipping, my more go-to money making methods, I have to do them alone, because if I do zealot grinding with friends, they'll take my zealots from me. If I do auction flipping or bazaar flipping with friends, you don't want to tell them what bazaar flips you're using or what auctions you're trying to snipe, because they'll take those as well. And of course, if you're doing slayers with your friends, well, it's not as profitable, because you want to be doing your slayers, they want to be doing theirs. And overall, it's not as fun to do those tasks with your friends, and fishing is a really great excuse to get everybody together and also to make some really solid profit and overall just have a great time. And that just about sums up this video, so hopefully I was able to convince you guys, or at least get you to think a little bit differently of fishing and how it's not as boring as you may think, and also that it's more profitable than you may think as well. Now of course, this is my opinion, you are entitled to your own. If you prefer doing other things, that's cool too. I just want to shed some light on the situation, because for me personally, fishing is one of my favorite things to do on Skyblock, and also one of my favorite skills to level up. And I just thought, as someone who does tend to fish a lot, it'd be a great idea to sort of share some insight and some thoughts about the whole thing, and maybe get some more people enjoying it as well. But with that being said, that's going to be it for me today for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please do leave a like, as it does help support this channel greatly. And if you want some more Hypixel Skyblock content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because I will be making more of these every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And also, if you have any further questions, comments, suggestions, or you want to actually join in some of our fishing parties, I stream live over on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The links are down in the description below. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. And as always, take care and peace. I don't use bad line. Your package of MP says what? 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 Wait a minute. Wait a minute.